on News 5 is presented by Huntington Bank. Take the Browns with you with your Cleveland Browns debit MasterCard from Huntington Bank. Both teams go 3 and out, and now the Browns return to the field with this man, Sheduer Sanders, taking the snaps. Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year. And Joe, focus on the bottom of that screen. Broke over 100 Colorado records. And the other thing is, he's a winner. He and his pops got to Jackson State, turned that program around. They moved to Colorado after a couple of seasons. They took over a 1-win team and made them must-watch TV.
You talk about 100 records that were broken. I broke some records at Wisconsin, but most of them were in the meal room with the number of plates I was finishing. So Sheduer Sanders, obviously amazing college career, tremendous following, and part of the reason why there's so much attention and interest in him.
Sanders to throw again. It's a little screen to Trevion Williams. Just picked up. He's got a lot of room. He is into Panthers territory with the Browns' initial first down.
Something we've seen so far in the first 2 series with Sheduer Sanders is great timing. You know, that was one of the things he said he wanted to work on, was getting the ball out on time. And these screens, they take a little bit of practice, but that was just perfectly timed because the linemen weren't too far out in front of the running back. Sheduer delivers the football that's catchable and gives his running back an opportunity to catch the football and run down the field for a big first down.
Williams replaced by Dylan Sampson. Sheduer looking deep down the right side, and the Browns are stumbling and bumbling. That was Deontay Johnson asking for a little pass interference, but he does not get it. It was Corey Thornton that he was working against, and it'll just go as a long incompletion, much to the dismay of Browns fans in Charlotte.
Deontay Johnson's getting press coverage here. Sheduer Sanders wisely recognizes it. He likes that matchup. He's going to give him the football. The ball is slightly out of bounds. Maybe if it's a bit more to the inside, they can get that call, but I think the refs are going to say no harm, no foul when the ball goes out of bounds.
One of the rare times Sanders under center. Hands it off to Sampson, the former SEC Offensive Player of the Year. He gets 1, maybe 2, and it'll set up a 3rd and long. Sampson's one of these kids that's going to be relied on heavily in the Browns' rush game that needs to turn around in 2025.
We talked about earlier relying on your defense and your run game, which is going to be different than what they were trying to do last year when Deshaun Watson had an offense that was completely catered and curated around him. But this year it's back to the Kevin Stefanski ground and pound that we saw his first few years in Cleveland.
Sanders in an empty backfield with 4 receivers in the game. 3rd and 9. Sanders rolling right, pressured. He's going to run. He's got a little space. He's got a first down, and he wisely slides. And Sheduer lets him know. Gain of 10.
Take a look at the replay here. Sheduer Sanders, he's recognizing a 5-man rush, which means he's got man coverage down the field. That's tremendous work for him to be able to recognize the coverage. And when you get the guys in the secondary with their backs turned running down the field, that usually means that if you can get out of the pocket, you got a lot of green grass to run. Excellent decision-making there, picking up the first down.
Sampson remains in the game as the running back for the Browns. 1st and 10. It's a little end around. That's Caden Davis, and he is going to get all tripped up as he tried some aerial acrobatics, but Corey Thornton was there to bring him down with some authority, a loss of 2. Little trickeration on the second preseason drive.
Yeah, usually when you make a nice play like they just did, picking up that first down, you're around midfield, that's when you want to use those special plays, those reverses, those flea flickers, those things that you want to get a look at right now in preseason, just see how they time up. And you know what? Sometimes they're a little bit fun. Unfortunately, that was fun for the Carolina Panthers there instead of the Cleveland Browns.
Loss of 2, so 2nd and 12 with Sanders under center and a little play fake. Looking left, he's pressured, keeps the play alive, throws it over the head of a wide-open Sampson. So a great job by Sanders to keep the play alive, just not enough touch on that one.
Great job again with decision-making and movement in the pocket by Sheduer Sanders. Nobody's open. He sees the pressure starting to get there as the play continues to wind down, and he finds a way to get some green grass, and just unfortunately for them, overthrows Dylan Sampson, who is wide open in the flat.
Sheduer sacked 94 times his 2 years at Colorado. As I mentioned, not a lot of Joe Thomas's blocking for him out there in Boulder. And here, this second-team offensive line going against the #1 defense of the Panthers. Sanders on 3rd down to Tamari Thrash, working hard to try and get that first down, but he's going to be about a yard shy. So that'll bring up 4th and a yard after a gain of 11. And it looks like Kevin Stefanski, it's preseason, we're keeping the offense on the field.
I love this decision. Let's go for it. Let's keep Sheduer Sanders on the field. He's throwing the ball really well. That last play, he was reading it from inside to outside. First window wasn't available. Hit that second window, gave his receiver a ball that he could catch and potentially drive forward for the first down, or at least give yourself a chance in 4th and short.
Empty backfield on 4th and short. Sanders looking, pressured, trying to keep the play alive, throws it, and they're going to turn it over on downs as he was pressured by DJ Wonnum, the veteran and former Minnesota Viking. So a promising drive ends with a turnover on downs. We are scoreless in Charlotte. Sheduer had him pointed in the right direction, and then unfortunately went the wrong way.
Charles Barkley wants to lose 65 pounds with GLP-1s. Roe can help him with that, but they can't help him lose his big mouth.
Hey, hold on. I have big plans for this brand. Maybe I could write a Roe jingle. Roll, roll, roll your weight gently off your bod.
It's great.
I only do it because GLP-1s work, and Roe makes it crazy convenient.
Roe, lose everything but your big mouth. See if you qualify at roe.co/Chuck.
Maybe we could even have me and a mascot. Oh, wait, am I the mascot?
And action.
Applebee's 2 for $25.
Zoom in.
Get 1 appetizer and 2 entrees like the new chicken Parmesan fettuccine.
Choose 1 appetizer and 2 entrees. Applebee's iconic 2 for $25.
Sorry, were we in that shot?
I told myself I was okay with my moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis symptoms.
With my psoriatic arthritis symptoms. But just okay isn't okay.
And I was done settling.
If you still have symptoms after trying Humira or Enbrel, Rinvoq works differently. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that can rapidly relieve joint pain, stiffness, and swelling, as fast as 2 weeks for some. And even at the 3-year mark, many people felt this relief. Rinvoq can stop joint damage, and in PSA, can leave skin clear or almost clear.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events: infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Done settling?
Ask your rheumatologist for Rinvoq.
And take back what's yours.
AbbVie could help you save.
NFL Red Zone is where the action is inevitable. See every touchdown from every game, every Sunday afternoon during the regular season, with up to 8 games at once. Get NFL Red Zone now.
Browns preseason football on News 5 is brought to you by Toyota. For all Toyota offers, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And today's player to watch, presented by Tostitos. Tostitos team bags are back. Scan the QR code to win an epic Browns game day experience. And we're focusing on the first pick of the 2nd round, Carson Schlesinger, a walk-on at UCLA. Didn't become a starter until his final year. Led the nation in solo tackles in 2024.
He's going to be asked to do a lot more sooner than we expected with the Jordan Hicks surprise retirement in training camp.
Starters remain in. Bryce Young floating it to Ted McMillan. The #1 pick shows you why. He beats Chigozea Newseum on that. A gain of 29 into Browns territory.
Newseum is playing press coverage on the outside, doesn't get a hand on the receiver, who gets a free release and gives his quarterback plenty of space on the sideline to drop that in for an easy completion down the sideline. Got to be able to squeeze the receiver on the sideline there to not give the quarterback so much space to throw that football.
Hubbard, some space, gets inside the 40 for a nifty gain of about 6. And for the first time, let's check in with Aditi Kinkhabwala. This sideline report is presented by Sugardale, the official bacon of the Cleveland Browns. Aditi?
You gentlemen are talking about Carson Schlesinger, and let me tell you, I talked to linebackers coach Jason Tarver about him for a while before the game. Much has been made of his bioengineering degree, but Tarver told me his mental quickness is unlike any rookie he's been around. The way that he communicates through that headset helmet, he says, is outstanding.
And Hubbard's going to get wrapped up right on cue by Schlesinger. It's pretty amazing that a kid like that, and we got a big fight already, and flags are flying. You got guys trying to battle for positions and in some cases make teams, and I know that the Panthers got their starters out there, but still, this is the sort of stuff you'll see a lot of the time in